Well, here we are again. This is Brother Peter with tidbits from the Word. You would ask me, say, Brother Peter, you did a 10-minute thing on flowers a little while ago, and why would you do that if you tidbits from the Word and you're doing Bible studies and things? What I want you to see is that everything in this world has a root somewhere. Where does the root come from? And the root comes from what's in this Bible. All of the flowers that were flowers in the Bible days, all the flowers that we have now come from those roots. Trace them back and you'll find out. Now we're going to talk today for 10 minutes about vegetables. The vegetables of the Bible had great significance, and they were there for a reason, and we still have many of those here today. Now, everything was given to man for a reason. God made man in his image. He put man on this earth, and he put food on the earth for man. And this food is to keep a man sustained alive. But not only did God not just make it like manna where it all, and by the way, there's not a soul on the earth that I know of right now that could tell you that all manna tasted the same, or that it tasted the same to everybody. I don't believe there's a soul on earth can answer that question for you, because nobody knows what it tasted like to the man that was eating it. Now, you know what manna may have done? Manna may have tasted like a cucumber, if that's what you were thinking about. I remember when we were children, I lived in the state of Maine, and we didn't grow watermelon, but the nearest thing we could get to a watermelon was a cucumber with sugar on it. We used to make believe we were eating watermelon, and if I'm not mistaken, in those days when I was little eating that, I thought it tasted just like watermelon. And the mind is a funny thing. It will make you do things like that. But you know, listed in the vegetables in the Bible, in Numbers 11, 4 through 6, and Isaiah 1 and 8, we have the cucumber mentioned. Now, the cucumber was the crown of vegetables that was planted along the Nile. There was good water there. And by the way, back again, and I've said this before and I'm going to say it again, the children of Israel came down into Egypt. They were, before they were in bondage. Now, this is before they were in bondage now. They went down there because of the famine. And then they got in bondage afterwards. So, but anyway, the Egyptians gave them the better land. Gave them the land, the fertile land down near the river where they could grow vegetables and everything. And it said the cucumber, it fed the poor. Anybody could grow a cucumber. They'd plant a vine, and that rascal would grow cucumbers until they come out your ears. And they called them a cooling fruit. And they were enjoyed by everybody, the poor, the rich, everybody enjoyed them. And they did very good during the summer heat, and it was hot over there. And the leaves from the cucumber vines shaded the cucumbers, and the cucumbers did very good. And so cucumbers is one of the things that was a Bible food, a staple of the Bible. You say, now how important is that? Well, a lot of things that we read or study, it may not have a whole lot of importance, but one of the important things is, if they loved cucumbers in that day like I love cucumbers today, they'd drive a couple miles to get one. And they were good. And then they had a thing that grew by the Euphrates there, that they grew was a melon. And they called it a muskmelon. And it was like a watermelon in a sense. And it was a great instrument of food there for survival. And by the way, and they were good to eat, and they're like a fruit, but they're a vegetable, and they were good to eat. And then in Numbers, by the way, that was in Numbers 11 and 5, and then in Numbers 11 and 5, it talks about the leeks. Now you remember the children of Israel complained over there when they were getting that manna, And they said, we might as well be back in Egypt eating the leeks and onions, because they had developed a taste for the leeks and for the onions. And the leeks had a delicate flavor, not quite as strong as an onion. And let's see, they were a scarlet plant. That's a red, like a red onion. They were scarlet in color, and they also was used for a medical value. They had a lot of medical value in them. Now, God made the flowers so that we could use the flowers for medicinal purpose too, as well as the beauty. He also made many of the foods that would make us right. Now, whatever your blood is, if you're O negative or B positive, whatever you are, there is a food that's for your blood. You can find it by finding a doctor's manual, find some doctor somewhere, find out what your blood type is, and then go to a foodologist and find out what food you should eat for that blood type. Now, there are some foods that you should not eat for the type of blood you have. If you eat that type of food, it works against your blood and causes you to be sick all the time. So God knows what He made, and He made what He made for different people to eat. And by the way, He could have made all of these vegetables and everything all taste the same. Instead, He made them all taste different for us, and He gave us taste buds so that we could taste them different. And that, of course, was the onion, and that's in Numbers 11:5. And the Egyptians, they worshiped the onion, and they worshiped many things, and they put them in high esteem. And most of in the tombs where the mummies were and everything, when they did paintings, the Egyptians did, they painted onions on there. I don't know if they thought it might keep the spirits away because of how an onion smells or whatever it does. Or they might have thought, well, people think of an onion and they'll cry over me because of what onions do to you when you're cutting them up. And then they got the garlic, and the garlic, of course, it was used for medicine, a great medicine. By the way, as they've opened up pyramids over the years, as we study about the Bible and everything, they have found garlics and onions in the pyramids packed away. And so then we go to bitter herbs. Now, God used the bitter herbs for the children of Israel, and called, this one here is the Cherokee, and it's called the lover's friend. And this was a passion fruit, and but it was a bitter herb in Numbers 9:11, and we find out that it purified the blood, though, and it purified the liver. It purified something. If you could get it today, chicory, if you can get it today, find it. Go to your herb store and get chicory today. And if you got liver problems, or if you got blood problems and you want to heal up some, God put these things on the earth. He wrote about them in the Bible. And those old folks in the Bible, they knew what these things would do. And what I'm telling you is no secret. You can find it in the Bible if you go over there and start searching. Numbers 9 and 11 talked about this thing. And what you do is you go over there and you find it, and you go backwards to it, and you go forwards to it. You look it up in the Greek, you look it up in the Hebrew. You explore it to the end, and you find out. Before you're done, you're going to find out what it was used for, and how it grew, where it grew, how much of it you need to eat, and how much you don't need to eat, and what it was for, and all that. You find it by exploring the Bible. All the things I'm telling you come out of the Bible. And if you'll explore the Bible, the answer to everything is in the Bible. Everything can be answered by this book, the Bible. I see our time has come and gone. This is Brother Peter with tidbits from the Word. It's been good to be with you. And I didn't get through 1/2 or even 1/2 of the flowers. I didn't even get through 1/10 of the vegetables that it talks about in the Bible, and what they're for, and what they're good for, and what they do for you, and what to eat and what not to eat. And there are many things, reasons